I was born in 1961. I'm 64 years old and I have been lifting weights for over 50 years. And kettlebells suck. So why would I say that? Why would I attack, besmirch, demean one of the latest, greatest fitness fads? Balance. Kettlebells are catastrophically out of balance. Kettlebells originated in the 18th century in Russia. They are basically a cannonball with a handle attached. That makes them very asymmetrical. The center of mass is about the center of the cannonball, not where the handle is, where you actually grip it. That means they are enormously out of balance. That out of balance makes them very difficult to use because you're constantly trying to control the weight, which significantly degrades their usefulness as a strength training implement. And seriously, you don't have to take my word for it. Look at the way people use kettlebells. Look at the way they grip them. This is my favorite, this overhead press. I mean, that's got to feel great with that kettlebell flopped down against your forearm. Bet you get a nice bruise out of that one. Compare this to a dumbbell. A dumbbell is perfectly symmetrical. And better than that, the center of mass is exactly where you grip the implement. You don't have to struggle with it, and you don't have anything flopping down, bruising your forearm when you're doing an overhead press. Barbells are also perfectly symmetrical, and where you grip the bar is also the center of mass. Where you support it, where you grip it, is also the center of mass. That means you're not fighting, struggling to control the weight. All you have to do is worry about overcoming the resistance. All you have to do is worry about lifting the damn thing. Now, I know someone is going to say, oh, but kettlebells, that being more difficult, that means you're getting more out of them. No, that's not the way it works. The reason they're more difficult is because they're awkward. That's what you're overcoming, not the resistance. And in fact, that awkwardness means you can't use as much resistance. That's why kettlebells are actually less effective because of the difficulty, not more effective because of the difficulty. Think about the meat and potato exercises of strength training, squat and bench press. There is no way you're going to support the kind of weight you can for a back squat using a kettlebell. You can't even get it in position. There's no squat rack for kettlebells, and I can't even think of how you would use a kettlebell to do an effective bench press type of exercise. Of course, any discussion about kettlebells has to talk about kettlebell swings. That is kind of the signature motion. And honestly, I like kettlebell swings. Whenever I see people doing them, they look so relaxed, so mellow, like it's some sort of rhythmic meditation. Of course, they're not really getting anything out of it. I mean, the range of motion is so short, and you have so much power in that hip thrust motion anyway, you'd need an impossibly large kettlebell to get anything out of it for even an average person. And that's not even talking about the pendulum effect of that you're swinging back and forth, swinging back and forth. Now, I suppose you can make that weight more effective if you're going to really put some speed into it, but that takes a lot of skill and commitment, and that's not something I've seen yet. There's just no getting around it. A kettlebell is a terrible piece of equipment. The ergonomics are terrible. It's extremely difficult and awkward to use. That makes it very ineffective as a strength training piece of equipment. So that begs the question, why did anyone bother digging this relic up out of the dustbin of history? Well, I don't want to sound too cynical, so I'm not going to offer my opinion. But if I were to offer my opinion, it might sound something like the fitness industry is constantly on the lookout for the newest low to no effort money-making fad. But since I'm not offering my opinion, you'll have to make up your own mind whether kettlebells are worth your gym time, effort, energy, and bucks. Enjoy the video? Let me know. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.